Well, that was a lot harder than I expected, truthfully. Those two stumps at the end, absolute nightmare to get out. But they have finally come out, and now all four sides of the building for the first time are uncovered. I do still need to do a bit more of a deeper stripping back of this wall. You know, when I come to rebuild this, as I always do, I take off take off 1 or 2 layers of stone because they're always loose, and there's still small stuff growing out of this. You can see all this needs to come out. So it needs a deeper going over cleanup, which I'll do in the summer probably. Otherwise, everything will still sprout out of it. But the bulk of the stuff is all gone, all the way along. And this end as well needs a bit more by the oven. I'm going to cut into this bank a little bit more underneath the tree and take off a little bit more of that stump as well. For that bit at the end that I cut with the chainsaw, it's not going to die, unfortunately, because it's attached to it's just an offshoot of this big tree that's still growing out of the edge of the ruins. And I don't intend to take that down. I think I still see a few comments saying, you know, obviously if I were going to rebuild this into a full building, I would have to definitely take that out because it's growing right by one of the walls. But I think because I'm going to only rebuild it slightly, maybe by a few feet, and obviously it's already quite well established and the root system's quite well established, I'm going to leave it where it is, because I've already had a couple of trees taken down in the last year or so, and really I'd like to not take out any more, to be honest. So I'm going to leave that where it is. I think actually it hasn't done seemingly that much damage to the wall as it is. Obviously the wall is only half of what used to be there, or a third of what used to be there, but that's not caused by the tree, it's just caused by the building falling into ruin. There is one crack in the wall here, which probably is caused by the root system of the tree, but I guess mostly on this side. For those who've seen the earlier stages of the excavation, although it might have been hard to tell because obviously it was mostly super sped up when I filmed it, but there weren't actually any big roots that I dug out here from this big ash tree. I guess they must all go underneath, in this direction the roots must go underneath the wall and then underneath the floor. They didn't sort of grow over the wall. I did do a little bit of digging down on this side, but that really was just to kind of establish the line, you know, establish where the outside face was, so I could get a line to follow along here. I'm not actually going to dig down that much here, certainly not to the same, you know, not to the same level as the other side, which is, you know, 2 or 3 feet down, because it's not realistic really because of the tree. I'd have to get rid of the tree if I was going to do that, because this whole area will have massive tree roots in it. And the next stage of the digging is just the side corner of the second building, which, well, I can already see where it is. You can obviously, I've got a clear line obviously from the wall here. Just follow that along, and then don't know exactly how far it extends out, but somewhere along here, there's a wall going along here too. So it should be a quite simple process of just stripping off the top of it like I did for this bit. But as I get further and further away from the big tree, it should really get easier and easier, because there's nothing really much that grows out here. You know, there are sort of brambles and shrubs, you know, smaller shrubs, but nothing substantial. And then when you get further to this area, this has all been lawned for as long as I can remember, and it's been mowed obviously for decades, which has kept all the vegetation down. There's only grass that grows here, so it should be pretty straightforward. I hope so anyway, to start digging along this wall line and uncovering the top of it. So along here to this corner. So I'm hoping over December to make quite a lot of progress in doing that. But hopefully you can now get a better picture of the whole landscape and where it sits, because I'll put in some more drone shots and you can see it from the back and this side, and now it's all opened up. But yeah, I'm hoping to put out a video hopefully every couple of weeks with the next stages of the digging, because again, I'm optimistic I can make pretty good progress in uncovering the wall along here. So until then, I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching.